both of them. Will the defendant please stand?
We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, guilty of involuntary manslaughter as charged in count 1. We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, not guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 2.
All right, thank you. You may be seated. Let me get those forms, retrieve those forms from you. I'm going to do what's called polling the jury. What I need to put on the record is that this is your individual verdict, okay? So I'm going to start with the gentleman in the back. Is this your verdict?
Yes. Hannah Gutierrez Reed is going to prison for the death of Helena Hutchins. Whenever talking about sensitive topics like this, I always impress upon people not to celebrate or cheer for the passing of someone, even if they're a part of the so-called resistance or have a stupid opinion that we disagree with. I don't wish this sort of thing on anyone. I have a newfound perspective after watching the trial on Court TV, along with some of my favorite content creators like Andrew Branca of Law of Self-Defense analyze and comment on the going-ons of the case, has made me see things a little differently and have a mountain of sympathy for many of the people involved. Not you. I won't go into the legal aspect of the case because far better and more qualified individuals have already given their opinion on the matter, like Viva Fry, Andrew Branca, and Sir Robert Barnes. However, I am a firearm technician. I'm a writer, and I absolutely detest some of the people involved in the case, and just wanted to say a few things on this topic. I'm of the legal opinion that the jury got this right. I believe Hannah Gutierrez Reed absolutely should be held accountable for her actions, not just because she's a woman, but because she won the lottery in life. Her father is a big shot in the movie industry, well respected. He got her gigs and connected in Hollywood. For many people, it's an immense privilege to work with somebody like Alec Baldwin, who is a heavyweight in the movie industry. However, seeing some of the pre-production footage, it's abundantly clear that many of the people entrusted to ensure a safe movie set did not take their job seriously.
No, just...
Yeah? When you drop your arm, that means he's 10 feet away. I can't see how close he is, but I want to be almost up by the time he gets in.
No, I'm going to go into this.
Yeah. Well, let me show you something. Hold on. Step back to your original mark. So 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3, I'm getting up.
Right.
Then when he drops his arm, Helena get out, he drops his arm, that means Brady's close. I'm going to start to really get up.
Okay.
Do you see anything concerning here?
He's doing what we saw previously in one of the other videos with the stunt performer. He's using the weapon as a pointing stick, as if it's his finger.
And you've seen this video before.
I have.
And what is your understanding about what that gun's loaded with?
It's loaded with probably full flash blanks, but blanks.
Okay. When Mr. Baldwin behaves this way and is using the revolver as a pointer, what is the responsibility on the part of Ms. Gutierrez?
To intercede and correct any unsafe behavior. Now, obviously, again, we're talking about the nuances of doing it. I would start off pulling him aside or talking to him individually and say, you know, if we could, let's be careful with that muzzle. Remember muzzle discipline. I even have a little thing that I talk to when I hand a weapon off to an actor, and it's what I used to say back in the day. I would say control. And the actors would have to repeat the word control to me. And by repetitively doing that, it becomes a mental training technique to teach them that they are now fully in control of that weapon, and their actions while they have it is on them. They are part of that other side of that coin we talked about. If moving past that, I was not getting any result on that, I would have to intercede in this on-camera moment or in rehearsal moment. And then from there, it just depends on whether or not they want to be safe on scene or they want to find somebody else.
They were doing drugs, they were messing around, they didn't take their roles seriously, and as a result, innocent people got shot. One of them even passed away from a gunshot wound as a result of Alec Baldwin's reckless behavior. One of the key takeaways from everything that I gathered from watching the trial play out is that Alec Baldwin just didn't seem to care about being on the set. It's like he couldn't be bothered with the entire production of Rust because he's been in a Scorsese film and a Mission Impossible movie. He's also one of the Hollywood elites, a key figure in the fake resistance against evil poopy orange man and his army of deplorables. He genuinely believed the nonsense he spewed the last few years, giving him this messiah complex. He bared false witness against myself and my president. After a rampage of stupidity and vile behavior, his bad deeds finally caught up to him and his armorer. They are going down for this, and rightfully so. Some of the things that stood out to me from the very beginning of the saga is how smug and douchey Alec Baldwin behaved towards the New Mexico judiciary and law enforcement. These Hollywood coastal elites genuinely believed they are better than the people of the small town around the production of Rust. In Alec Baldwin's mind, it would be a grave offense to his elitist sensibilities to be held accountable for his actions by the likes of people from a small town in New Mexico that nobody has ever heard of. All the bad people involved in the fatal Rust shooting really thought they were better than the New Mexico detectives assigned to the case and the responding officers. He nearly got away with it too. But I have a sinking suspicion that people grew a spine and set aside politics to pursue charges against those responsible for the wrongful death of Helena Hutchins. A few people have already been convicted for this horrific incident, and Alec Baldwin is next. In a few months, Alec Baldwin is going to face a jury of his peers and hopefully face justice. And a hilarious remark by President Trump would be the cherry on top. I want 2024 to be the year the vile douchebags in Hollywood and in politics get what they deserve. From Jussie Smollett, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, Alec Baldwin, to Joe Biden. All these dorks have called for the imprisonment of people like myself and President Trump for literally no reason. And in an ironic twist of fate, many of these individuals will be seeing President Trump be reelected from a prison cell for the things they accuse us of being: criminal, negligent, cruel, careless, and responsible for suffering and death. Good riddance.
Who was arrested? I wish him luck.